I think Maya's wife cheating on me with my coworker and I honestly don't know what to do. So to start off, I don't really like using platforms like this, but I need to let this out and vent somehow, so here I go. I'm 33M and wife, 30F, been together for 11 years and I thought everything was good between us until recently. For some context, I work as a dispatcher for truckers and it's a pretty good job. I get good benefits and I make enough where we can both be comfortable. My wife had a job with building gaming computers, but she lost job due to cutbacks, so I've been the sole earner and I've been picking up a lot of hours. And one day my car battery died on me, so I had my wife take me to work, and when we made it to the parking lot I saw my coworker Andrew. I waved at him and he walked over to say hello, and that when I introduced him to wife and she got the car to shake his hand and he looked at me and said that you never told me that your wife was so beautiful. She blushed and I laughed, not thinking about it, saying yeah, I'm lucky to have her. And then we both walked into work after I kissed my wife goodbye. Few days later I got my car good and running, so I've been going to work like normal, but during lunch I couldn't help but notice my wife's car in the parking lot, so I walked towards it and see her and Andrew talking and eating lunch in her car. I got upset but kept it cool and knocked on her window. She opened door and said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you that me and Andrew were having lunch today together." Then Andrew said, "I hope you're not angry." I took deep breath and said no, and I turned around and walked to the car because if I said anything else it was going to start an argument. But I can feel my wife getting frustrated because I walk away like that. So later that day when I got home she blew up one saying that I embarrassed her in front of Andrew, and I said, "Why do you even care, and when did you even start hang out with him?" She said, "I'm a grown woman and I don't have to tell you SHT," and then walk off. And since then she's been distant and I noticed she's been on her phone more, calling and texting her friends, but I just know that it's Andrew. But I don't want to accuse her, then I'm wrong and I look like an a-hole, but at the same time I want to say something. I don't know what to do. Update: I didn't think it'll blow like this, but I'd like to thank you guys for the advice and support. I talked to my friend and he gave me an Apple Air tag. I'm gonna put it in my wife's car and trail to see if I can find anything and collect evidence so I don't get FCK on court if we do end up divorcing. But a part of me doesn't want to do it because I don't know if I can handle the pain. Me and this went through a lot and been through a lot of SHT, and I can't believe she really going to throw it away this easily, but I'm still gonna have to do it. I'll try to update again when I have the time. Another update: hey guys, I know it's been a while since I posted, but so much happened during that time span and I finally found the time to update. First off, I'd like to thank all of you guys for the support and advice. It really helped me. Quick recap: so my wife been hanging out with my coworker Andrew without telling me, and when I found out she basically started getting distant from me, so I suspected that she's been cheating on me with him. When I started to suspect it, my friend gave me his airdrop and I hid it in my wife's car and followed her. She told me that she was going to see a friend, but I didn't believe, so I followed her in my friend's car to make sure she couldn't spot me, and after a 20-minute drive she drove up to a hotel. I'm not gonna lie, I felt sick and my heart kept pounding. I was really hoping that I was wrong and she was seeing friend, but instead I saw Andrew waving at my girlfriend, and then I see her running and jumping on this guy and kissing him. I was so hurt and angry I wanted to get out and beat Andrew and tell my wife to get all of her SHT out the house, but I didn't. Instead I took out my phone and took some pictures and drove off. When I saw them walk in the hotel, I went home and cried, screamed, yelled and punched a hole in the all. I was feeling too many emotions at once. I called my friend and came over and I showed him the pictures and started crying again. I screamed 11 years down the F-king drain. My friend gave me a hug and told me to get a lawyer and to keep stacking up evidence against her. I didn't know if I can keep up the face anymore, but I told my friend I'll try. So during these past weeks I've been stacking up evidence and keeping my distance. I've seen them go to restaurants, movies, hotels, and every time it hurt, but I'd tough it out, and she always told me she going out with her friends or family, but I never called her and said okay. I thought I can keep it up for at least a few more days, especially because the lawyer I'm seeing that I have more than evidence to make sure I win and keep everything when we divorce. But I think I messed up yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday and I wasn't really feeling it. My wife didn't even tell me happy birthday, but her parents did, and when I went to work my co-workers got me a cake and some gifts. I tried holding back the tears because for a moment I forgot about everything, at least until I saw Andrew. He got me a gift and I fake a smile and said, "Thank you," and when I opened it was the comic Batman, Death of the Family, and I actually surprised because no one at work knew I was into comics and DC was my favorite. And when I told Andrew that, he said my wife told him, and then all I saw was red. Next thing I know my coworkers are holding me back and Andrew is in the corner covering his nose and yelling, "What the FCK?" And then I screamed, "I know you've been F-king my wife." Everyone got silent and looked at Andrew and he tried explaining it to me, but I didn't care. All I wanted to do was beat his until he stopped moving. But then my boss came in and sent Andrew home and took me in his office, and I told him everything and showed him some of the pictures. He apologized to me and gave some time off to sort everything, and he will deal with Andrew. SHT really went south when I got home and my wife was waiting and she blew up on saying that I was wrong for doing that to Andrew and that she talked him out of pressing charges for hitting him and kept yelling and yelling saying Andrew makes me feel like a real woman and treats me right and knows how to make me feel special and I finally pop and just yelled I don't give a FCK. She looked surprised and went silent and I kept going saying if he makes you feel special go live him and have him support you because I'm done. And then she had the nerve to cry and say that she'd say sorry. Plus she tried saying how Andrew caught her at a moment of weakness but I just took a deep breath and told her to get a lawyer because we're getting a divorce and she really tried to apologize and said that she can't afford one and that we need to work on us but I just looked her and told her to pack up and she kept crying and begging but I just got her suitcase and called her sister to come pick her up but she locked herself in the bathroom saying she won't come out until I was willing to work thing out with her. I kept telling her that I didn't want to work anything out and we need space because when I see her I feel angry and hurt and she finally got out and apologized and then she packed her SHT and waited outside for her sister. And now I'm finally in the house alone and I can't stop crying. I feel so many things and I just don't know anymore. I'm going to see my lawyer tomorrow. And sorry if I was all over the place with my post. I'm just feeling horrible and emotional but I am planning on seeing a therapist soon. I'll definitely update everyone once all this blows over. I'd like to thank everyone again for the advice and support. Story 2. Cheated on over winter break. Honestly, I am over it. Just wanted to get other opinions. The relationship we had was short, but honestly, I was committed. I thought that I finally had a chance with someone as she showed interest in who I was, and not just how I looked. But 2 weeks before winter break ended for her, she didn't contact me as much, and I noticed she was talking about this other guy a lot. Turns out she had actually started a relationship with this guy before she even broke things off with me. There are a lot of little details I could go over that honestly f***ing broke me but I'm over it and it would be too long. She told me she never kissed him or f***ed or did anything like that before she broke things off with me, but she literally had posted pictures of them that I know were taken from before and I find it hard to believe her in that scenario. Regardless of physical contact with this guy over break or not, I honestly feel incredibly cheated and betrayed. This is the first time it's ever happened to me, and I honestly am scared about it happening again. It was a few weeks ago now. But I feel like this is something that's gonna be on my mind for a long time, you know. Doesn't help that I'm schizophrenic either. So I'd imagine that kinda makes the fear worse. I just needed to out this somewhere cause I just feel destroyed. That's about it.